Alright, so today we're going to be solving one-step equations with integers, but we're only going to be focusing on adding and subtracting only. Alright, first question, x plus 7 equals negative 2. Alright, so let's get the mechanics behind this. My goal is to isolate the x. I want to get x by itself and get a final piece that says x equals something. I do not want this positive 7 on the left-hand side with the x. So my goal here is to get rid of this positive 7. So on the left-hand side, I'm adding 7. What would be the opposite of adding 7? What would be the opposite of adding 7? Taking 7 away or subtracting 7, right? Same thing. So I'm going to subtract 7 here with the goal of just getting rid of the 7. But I need to keep my equation balanced. So if I subtract 7 on one side of the equation, and what I mean by one side of the equation, here's your equal sign, here's the left side, here's the right side. On the left side, I subtracted 7, so on the right side, I'm going to do the same exact thing, which is also subtracting 7. I'm going to bring down my x, my positive 7 and negative 7, see you later, those are gone. I'm going to bring down my equal sign, and then my integers. I have a negative 2 minus 7. So negative 2 minus 7, they both have the same sign. I'm going to add these two numbers. 7 plus 2 is 9. 2 is negative, 7 is negative, giving me a x equals negative 9. How do I check? If you go back into the equation and plug this in, negative 9 plus 7, do I get a negative 2? What's negative 9 plus 7? Negative 2 equals negative 2, check, and done. Well, x minus negative 3 equals 12. If there's something I don't like, is there anything you would change right away? Is there anything you would change right away? Yep.
The two negative signs into a positive sign.
Awesome. So we'll take these two negative signs and make it into one sign, and I will just have x plus 3 equals 12. Awesome. Next step. Let's isolate the x. Let's get the variable by itself. What do I want to do?
Subtract 3.
Okay, so I have a positive 3 on the left-hand side. That's on the same side as the variable, and I do not want that plus 3 there. And we just said we're going to subtract 3. What I do to one side of the equation, I must do to the other side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 3 from the other side. Draw my little line here. I'm going to go left to right. I'm going to bring down my x. Now simplify a positive 3 and a negative 3, which should go to 0. Bring down my equal sign. And then lastly, 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3. Everybody? 9. Perfect. So x equals 9. Again, you could go back in, substitute in for x, and make sure you get 12 on the right-hand side. Well, negative 7 equals x plus 25. Notice that this time I wrote the x on the right-hand side. Your equal sign, if you keep it in the same direction, in the same location, you can swap. So this x plus 25, if you want, you can write it on the left-hand side, and the negative 7, you can write it on the right-hand side, if you want to get in the habit of keeping your variables on the left. For now. At some point, you'll have variables on the left and the right-hand side. Right, so then you'll choose which side you want to work with. All right, so I'm going to swap those for a second. So my variables on the left have x plus 25 equals negative 7. I want to isolate the x. How do I isolate this x? What must I do? Yep.
Subtract 25.
Yeah, I want to get rid of this positive 25. We're adding 25 by its opposite, which is subtracting 25. Bring down my x. Positive 25 and a negative 25 goes to 0. It's gone from the left-hand side. Equals. And then this is my integer practice. I have negative 7 and a negative 25, or minus 25. So 25 and 7, they have the same signs. So I find the sum of these numbers, 25 and 7, yes?
32.
32. And then since they're both negative, it's going to be a negative 32. And this is solving one-step equations with only addition and subtraction.